Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a closer look at business reinvention. It's this incredible story, really, of a company pulling itself back from, well, the brink of collapse to become a leader.
Yeah, and our source for this is the pivot that changed everything, business reinvention. It's a case study, basically, showing some really radical adaptation.
Exactly. And our mission here is to unpack how this one mid-sized company navigated what sounds like an existential crisis,
Yeah.
and maybe more importantly, what lessons you can actually pull from their journey.
Right.
So to set the scene, imagine a company kind of like the Blockbuster of its day, a physical product rental service, stores everywhere, all across the country.
It's a familiar setup for a lot of older businesses, isn't it? This company specifically found itself in, well, a pretty dire situation.
Dire how?
Well, you had rising costs, naturally, but also this huge wave of digital disruption, streaming, on demand. It just made physical rentals seem, obsolete pretty quickly. So their store footfall, the number of people actually coming in, it plummeted. We're talking a shocking 70% drop.
Wow, 70%.
Yeah, in just 3 years. The business was, frankly, nearing collapse.
70% in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's just staggering. So what did the leadership do? How did they react when they saw those numbers?
Well, what's really interesting here, according to the source, is that their market research, it quickly showed this fundamental shift. People didn't want to go rent things anymore.
Right. They wanted it now.
Exactly. Instant on-demand access, that was the craving. So the leadership, they face this really stark reality. Sticking with the old model, that was just a slow death sentence.
Okay, so they knew they had to change.
They knew they needed a pivot, a big one. And
Fast, a radical pivot, though. I mean, especially when you're already struggling, that sounds incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
Were there big internal hurdles? Convincing people?
oh, absolutely. You've hit on a key point there. The internal resistance must have been immense. But the source mentions their leadership tried to foster this fail fast kind of culture.
Ah, okay, so encourage experimentation.
Yeah, little digital projects. Even while the main business was faltering, it seems like that helped build some internal confidence.
So what was the actual solution they landed on?
The core idea was a complete transformation from offline stores everywhere to fully digital delivery. They built their own custom online platform.
Custom built, not off the shelf.
Right, custom, designed for, seamless streaming.
Mhm.
And that let them offer a flexible subscription model. That addressed the whole on-demand thing directly.
Okay, subscriptions make sense.
And crucially, they really leaned into user data, used AI too. Not just collecting data, but using it to figure out what customers might want next, even before the customers knew. Personalizing things, enhancing the experience.
So they really doubled down on the tech side. Did they stop there, or did things keep evolving?
No, they kept going. It wasn't just about digitizing what they already did. They evolved into like a real media powerhouse.
How so?
They stopped just distributing other people's stuff, third-party content. They started producing their own original series, their own experiences.
Ah, so becoming creators themselves.
Exactly. That fundamentally changed who they were in the market, from just a distributor to, well, a true content creator, a creative force.
That's a huge shift. Okay, so with all this ambition, this massive change, what were the results? Did it actually work?
The results were, well, jaw-dropping, really. The numbers tell the story. Their user base exploded. Went from maybe 200,000 to over 20 million.
20 million.
In under 5 years, yeah. And the revenue, critically, surged by 10x, mostly driven by those recurring subscriptions.
Right.
And this whole pivot, doing it fast and boldly, it let them just blow past the old competitors, the ones who didn't adapt or couldn't.
That they didn't just survive.
Survive. They became a global digital brand. They ended up setting totally new standards for the industry, redefined what customers expected.
Incredible turnaround. So when you boil it all down, what's the big lesson here, the overarching takeaway for us?
Well, it raises that crucial question, doesn't it? The source material sums it up with this really powerful quote. Disruption isn't the enemy of business, resistance to change is.
Resistance to change is the enemy.
Yeah. This company's success, it just perfectly illustrates that. Their fearlessness, really, in just embracing and doing this dramatic pivot. That was the key.
It's a powerful reminder, then. He changed not just as a threat, but maybe as a real opportunity. It makes you think. What areas in your own life, professional or personal, might be held back, not by the disruption itself, but maybe by, your own resistance to making a necessary change, something to consider.